JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 25th of January 2023. So yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Wednesday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our jfdbrokers.com website, which you can always check out for more information about us. So guys, now then, let's jump into the charts. The first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225, and there we go. We are having a beautiful continuation move to the upside. Look, I talked about this and I said that if we break through this barrier, then yes, this is where I'm going to go next. But I'm going to be very careful around this area, this territory near these EMAs, the 100 and the 200-day EMA. Well, for now, it seems that we're clearing that, and I would say this way, as if we continue to trade above that 27,350 territory, then yes, I will continue aiming to the upside. Now, ideally, in my ideal world, in my head, I have this downside resistance line taken from the high of the 14th of September, which I would like to see a test off, but the thing is that the market doesn't always do what I want it to do. So look, one thing for sure, some of these levels are working out. So we're currently still staying above that 27,350 level. And this 27,488 zone is something that I'm keeping a close eye on because, again, it got a hold up here, as you can see, and retraced back down. So look, if you want to be a little bit more on the cautious side, given that we already kind of made our move here to the upside, so we broke the 27,350 territory, we're now staying above above all of the EMAs as well. So all that is kind of giving me that, little hint that there could be some further upside. However, this is the market we're talking about. If, let's say, suddenly US experiences a hard fall, we're in the earnings season right now. So if we do see a break of some sort there to the downside, then well, it could drag Nikkei as well. But again, at this point in time, if everything stays as it is, then yes, I'm leaning towards the upside. Now, ideally for me, at this point, I would like to see a push above that 27,488 zone right here somewhere. If we clear that, then I'll go slowly to the upside. Now, my next target, and this is where I need a bunch of new lines here, my next target is, well, I'm going to go slowly on this one because I'm going to be very careful because, again, we have moved nicely already to the upside. I mean, it could continue still moving, continue to move higher, but again, let's be on the careful side here a little bit. Let's go slowly with all this. These are the steps that I'm going to take here, and if we do pop above the 27,488, my next target is the 27,713, marked by the high of the 16th of December. Then I have the 27,987, or we could round it up here a little bit towards that 28,000 mark, which is not far from the low of the 15th of December, and then the 28,195, and so on and so on. But again, let's go slowly on this, and I think then everything will be fine. With this arrow has to be drawn this way now. So I think that my downside scenario, I would prefer to have it from maybe 27,165. A drop below this may lead to a move towards this territory somewhere around here, this 26,816 maybe, or it could go further south here towards somewhere towards this territory, the 26,555, 26,550, 50, yes, something like that. Dow Jones Industrial Average, look, we're having a nice move here. We had a nice move here to the upside, and of course, yesterday we had a bit of a boost here. Dow was the best performer from the top 3 indices yesterday. So in the US, of course. The S&P came very close to kind of trying to push it into positive territory, but failed. But the Nasdaq was kind of the biggest loser. However, 0.2722 here on the Nasdaq 100. It's okay. It's not not a huge decline, so everything can be fixed today. Keep your eyes today on this, on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. I mean, let me just quickly double check something. So yes, today, let me just double check quickly. Today we have Tesla, Abbott Labs, Nextera, AT&T, IBM releasing their General Dynamics. Yeah, so basically a bunch of companies that could drive the indices. But look, again, be very careful. At the moment, if I just put it from the technical perspective, let's say, and ignoring all the all the earnings, and then we can see that right now we're stuck in this little kind of triangle, or let's say two triangles, if we can say that, because okay, the upside line is here, but we have two tentative downside lines. Look, I'm gonna aim initially for the first one, the steeper one. If that gets cleared, then my next one is the flatter one. But if that gets cleared, well, then this is where I'll get a little bit more excited with the upside, and we could go further north. So if we approach it from the just purely technical perspective, whenever we have a triangle right now, and we just don't know exactly which one is going to be, but we have a triangle, and the prevailing trend was to the upside before entering that triangle, and yeah, now if according to all the TA rules, this should break to the upside. However, we have seen this happening the opposite direction. We have seen this, working out not as according to the textbook. So yeah, just consider that fact, and that means for now, from the short-term perspective, while we're inside here, I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards the upside, especially if we push through, well, let me just grab a line, I think here maybe, or actually no, I'm going to leave those. If we push above Monday's high and yesterday's high near the 33,783, if we clear that one, then yes, I will go to the upside. Let me just double check quickly the Dow Jones. Maybe we are already above that on the cash index, but again, this is not. Yeah, okay, we're not, sorry, yeah, we are at 33,662, so yeah, we are below that currently. So if we can pop above that barrier, above the current highest point of this week, then yes, I will go a little bit here to the upside, then I will, of course, will go from there. For the downside, I need to see a drop below this upside line, below the lower side of the triangle, in order for me to get comfortable with lower levels. Nasdaq 100, very quickly. So we're still above this downside line. Look, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I'll just say one thing, that look, we're still above it. The cash index is currently sitting at around 11,770. So we're still above this downside line. And yeah, as long as we stay above it, I'm going to aim higher. For the downside, I need to see a drop below below the 11,252 territory, somewhere around here. The German index. Now, quickly on that one, look, as I said before, as long as it stays in between these two levels, I'm just observing the price action. I need a clear breakout here through one of these barriers in order to go either higher or lower. Either way, I don't care. I don't even have a preference here, to be honest. So I'm waiting for that clear move out of this little range. Again, it's not an ideal range, but still we're stuck here right now. So yeah, we have to kind of respect that. But once we get cleared, we clear one of these levels, then yes, this is where I'll get a little bit more excited. Now, jumping into gold. Now, this one's a roller coaster, and yeah, look, yesterday we pushed higher. We cleared that 1937 territory, and we stayed fractionally below it. And look, I mean, today we're seeing a bit of a decline. We're seeing a move lower, but it's still kind of sitting around here. Now, the only issue that I'm having right now here is with this 1920 territory. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to remove it, and I'm going to mark this 1911 territory here. That's the current lowest point of this week. I think this is a little bit better to mark here. But what else I wanted to show you is this upside support line. There we go. And I think it might be even extended towards here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. This is a much better thing to watch here, better align. Look. In general, we can say that this is forming a nice ascending triangle pattern right here. The trend is still to the upside, so anyway, we're kind of leaning towards the upside. However, I would prefer to see a push above that 1937 territory first, and then go higher. If we clear that, then yes, I will go further north. For the downside, I would like to see a break of this upside line, this shorter term one, and if we do get that break, then yes, I will go lower. Now, jumping into WTI oil very quickly on this one. So yeah, if we clear this area, this territory right here, then we'll go to the upside. Again, look, I think that I think you're already tired of talking about this, the same story over and over. So look, I said before that I'm gonna wait for this one to give me like a better move above that 82 territory, above this highlighted zone, in order for me to go higher, but only up until the 200-day EMA. That's what I'm going to be aiming initially. I want to see what's going to happen further, because if it's going to do something as it did here back in beginning of November, beginning of October, then we could see a retracement back down. However, for the downside, I would like to see a drop below that 21-day EMA, below that 78.58, and then we could take it from there. DXY, the dollar index, still not really doing much. However, this kind of gives me this idea that look, the more we're kind of squeezed, the more we're flat, the bigger the explosion might be later on. So if I check the economic calendar just very quickly, in terms of what's happening further on the line this week. Okay, so one thing, of course, you need to keep an eye on today is the BOC, the Bank of Canada interest rate decision, but I'll get to the Canadian dollar part in a bit. From the US, we don't have much. China continues to remain closed. Initial jobless claims, new home sales, yes, that's what's coming out from the US tomorrow. Yeah, China will continue to remain closed, but the core PCE index, that's going to be interesting, and that's coming out on Friday. So, look, I'm not going to be surprised, for example, if this stays somehow the same until Friday. Maybe it could, for example, it could continue grinding slowly to the downside, but, or should I say sliding to the downside on a very flattish slope. Yeah, it's just moving this way. It might get closer to that 101.30. It could reach my target, because this is my target. But if the numbers come out disappointing and yep, this could end up breaking to the downside, and you know, we could see a nice move lower here. But again, this is me over speculating here a little bit. So let's wait and see. I would say let's wait and see here and see what we can do. In terms of this level, this 101.30, and initially that's my target. I'm aiming for that, or at least the area near that level, and then we'll go from there. Now, Ethereum, guys. Oh, by the way, with the upside, I said it before on this one, 103.45 level is required for me for the upside. Ethereum, guys, very quickly on that one. Look, the 200-day EMA is something that I'm watching here, and if we continue to trade above that 200-day EMA, then yes, I will consider a move higher. But as I said before on this one, I would prefer to actually to wait for a push above that 1676 territory in order to go higher. For the downside, a drop below the 1480 might open the door for a larger correction to the downside. AUDJPY, look at this beautiful thing, popping nicely to the upside, and of course we got some numbers today from Australia, the CPI numbers, and those came out much higher. Certainly, maybe some of you might say, hey, maybe that's not good and everything, but no, like, I mean, they're hoping that, you know, the Bank of Canada will be reporting later on today. No, the RBA will start increasing rates quicker, and of course that's giving that boost to the Australian dollar. However, not good for the ASX 200 most likely. Yeah, if oh, by the way, let's have a look at the ASX 200, by the way, guys. So yeah, it did decline, as you can see here, a little bit. So it did decline today, and yeah, I didn't really like the news that the inflation got higher, because, like I said, again, they are expecting maybe, you know, the RBA to increase rates again. So yeah, that's why AUDJPY is popping higher. Look, everything's working out according to the plan. I talked about this. I said that if we pop over the 92 territory, I'll go to the upside. AUDUSD, similar story, pushing nicely to the upside, and we've reached, well, initially I was aiming for this 0.7063 zone, but this was this was my barrier for the upside. I do apologize. Something distracted me here. So 0.7063 was my barrier for the upside, and we cleared it. And then I was aiming for the upper side of the potential rising wedge idea. But I said that, hey, don't focus on it too much, because it's very, very subjective. And you can see why we cleared it. We cleared this upper side of it. Look, I'm gonna keep it for now. I'm just curious if this is not gonna retrace back down and give us just a false breakout, and then we could, you know, go back to the downside here. At the moment, my target is the 0.7137 right here, marked by the highest point of August of 2022. So let's see if we can reach that. Again, like I said, this is my target for now, but again, I'm really interested to see what's going to happen by the end of this day. Now then, guys, jumping into USDJPY just very quickly. So we're still stuck here. We're still below this downside line. In a way, according to all the TA rules, the trend is still to the downside, and there is hope that we could see further decline. So as long as it stays below this downside line, I will continue aiming lower. Once it starts popping above this downside line and above that 21-day EMA, which is roughly, and I think I need to remove this level here, which is roughly near this level, the 131.11. If we clear that, then yes, I will go to the upside. Initially, I will target only this territory around near the 134.50, because we have the 200-day EMA. USD CAD, so of course, BOC news today. Let's see. At the moment, the interest rate decision, I mean, the expectation is for an increase of 25 basis points, going from 4.25 to 4.50. Let's see if what's going to happen here. Look, the Canadian dollar right now is on the stronger side a little bit, despite the declining oil, but just because the US dollar is on the weaker side, and of course, yes, market participants are expecting this increase. Now, if we do get a bigger increase, then we could see, this pair dropping heavily to the downside here, potentially reaching my target, the 200-day EMA, the 1.32 territory, maybe even. But I don't want to speculate too much because, look, if it comes out as expected, then maybe this is already priced in, and maybe this would be just a nice reversal here to the upside, and we could go higher. But again, I cannot really I don't have a crystal ball, so unfortunately, I will just have to wait until the numbers come out, number comes out, and then kind of do my decision there. I mean, to go long or to go short. Because, look, I get it. It's very attractive if you get it right. Yes, it's very attractive that you might. However, you have to accept the fact that you might lose everything. GBP NZD, guys, beautiful move here to the downside, broke the upside line, broke this area here, and look, we traveled lower. We tested my 1.8958 territory. We dropped even below it a little bit, and we rebounded back up here. So. And we're now getting a hold of. We retested this upside line from underneath. So this kind of confirms one of my theories when I say that whenever we break the trend line, it kind of comes back to retest it from the other side. So if we continue to trade below this upside line, I will continue aiming lower. Simple as that. For the upside, I would like to see a push back above this upper side of the falling channel that we have broken before. GBP USD. So yeah, look, GBP USD, we got some numbers from UK, the PPI input and output numbers month on month and year on year. All of them failed to meet their expectations, although the expectations were already on the much lower side, but yeah, even that they failed to meet. So we're seeing a bit of a decline here in the British pound against the US dollar. Well, sorry, we saw that yesterday. We're currently seeing it flat, so it seems that the market participants are undecided yet. So let's see what they're going to decide on. But yeah, at this point, I'm just observing the price action. I am keeping an eye here on this barrier still, the 1.2444. I need a clear break through it in order to go higher for the downside. 1.2126 is something that I'm watching for now. Euro Aussie, there we go. Dropped below this area. We dropped below the 1.5445. I talked about this. We dropped below that 100-day EMA, and we tested the 200-day EMA perfectly. I would say kind of mission accomplished. Look, ideally I was aiming for this 1.5259, but I'll take this. To be honest, I want to see if this is gonna hold. Will it provide good support? And if it will, then yes, we could see this one maybe rebounding a little bit back up here. However, I still have this target, the 1.5259. Very curious if we can reach that. I will aim for that if we clear this 200-day EMA. For the upside, I would, well, at this point actually, I think that ideally 1.5686 is something that I'm watching, but I think I'll already start looking at some higher levels on a break of this downside line taken from the high of the 20th of December. Euro NZD, we're unlike Euro Aussie. Euro NZD is having a nice rebound here right now. Oh, and by the way, which actually gives me an idea to have a look at AUDNZD here as well, but let me just, yeah, I'll pick up on that in a bit. So Euro NZD having a nice rebound. So look, as long as we stay in this range, I'm just observing the price action. If you're a range trader, congratulations, this could be something for you. But for me, I like breakouts, and that's why for me, I'm just going to be observing this one for now. AUD and ZD, just a quick one. Look at this beauty, guys. I mean, one of my favorite pairs, and I think I need to remove all the drawings here just to show you something here. So yeah, look, we are pushing nicely to the upside. We're climbing higher. I have this 1.0940 level here, which we managed to break. If we stay above it, I'll continue aiming to the upside. My next target will be around here, this 1.1045. And then we'll go from there. We do have another target around here somewhere, this 1.1176. So yeah, at this point, I'm just observing this one. I mean, this could be quite interesting, but again, we could see another pop here. But then maybe we could go for a bit of retracement. If you're a scalper, you could enjoy this probably, but again, be very careful. At the moment, the trend is very strong to the upside, so if you are going to be scalping here, then I would say, you know, have a very tight stop loss. EUROJPY, so coming back to the euro side, look, pushing nicely to the upside. I'm still aiming for this target, this upper side of the falling channel. If we continue to hold here, or should I say, if we do reach it, but then we hold, then yeah, I'm just observing this one because I need a clear breakout. This is what I would like to see here. If we do push through the through this barrier, through the 142.85, 94, something like that, then yes, I will go to the upside. Look, some of you might say, hey, maybe this is a you know, a double bottom, or maybe even a weird triple bottom. Could be the case, but still, if that's the case, if that is what it is, then still a break through the neckline here is required in order to go higher. Simple as that. And finally, EURUSD, guys. So this one is, this one is still pushing higher. Look, not much data coming out from Europe in terms of the Eurozone, but in terms of the separate individual states, then yes, we do have a few pieces of data. The German IFO business climate is coming out today, so keep that in mind. Maybe it could give a bit of a boost here for the euro. But as I said before, a 1.0936, that's what I'm looking at for the upside. For the downside, 1.0766 is the level for me here for the downside, guys. So simple as that. So guys, yeah, that's it for this. That's it for this. For this session, guys. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time, your views, your likes, your comments, guys, everything. So if you want to catch me tomorrow morning, as always, at my Traders Espresso, that's 7 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a beautiful trading day. Stay safe, have your stop losses in place, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.